Welcome back to New Rockstars. This is bite-sized questions now that I have to answer.
All right, ooh, this one's all...
Ooh, this was mailed to us.
Yes, you can mail us at our P.O. box. It's below. Dear Erik Voss and Filup Molina, now that I've seen Endgame 14,600,005 times, I've been thinking, does Cap have the Odin force, parentheses, the power Thor had in Ragnarok? Because in Thor 1, Odin said, whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the powers of Thor. Since Cap is worthy, wouldn't he possess that? Sincerely, Jackson Casey. P.S. Sorry about the construction paper. I guess I'll have to call Dunder Mifflin.
Limitless paper in a paperless world.
Thank you so much, Jackson.
Yes, thanks, Jackson.
Yeah.
And a great question. We're happy to clear this up because it is a detail we have overlooked in past videos. Video that I worked on with Marina, and poor Marina had to go up and host this video with kind of a little fact oversight that was totally my fault. But she did a great job with this video. Yes, you are correct in pointing out that Odin's worthiness charm in Thor 1 does say that whoever wields this hammer, should they be worthy, will possess the powers of Thor. And because Cap, the MCU has decided he is worthy, there was that little detail in Age of Ultron where he's able to budget, and then of course in Avengers Endgame he picks it up and he is able to summon lightning with it, meaning he is worthy of the powers of Thor, including the God of Thunder powers, which is just inherent lightning summoning abilities. So yes, due to Odin's worthiness charm in Thor 1, Cap is worthy of the powers of Thor, including lightning powers.
And then also, technically, Thor doesn't even need the hammer.
He doesn't.
To do it. So maybe Cap could just summon it to him?
I think he becomes the God of Thunder the moment he picks up the hammer.
Good answer. Yay! Good job.
And thank you, Jackson.
What if Cap could still only just budge the hammer, even in Endgame? He's just like, you watch out, Thanos.
Coming your way, big guy.
J.R. Lopez asks, when Spider-Man twips around, does he leave webs everywhere, or does it just dissolve?
So you gotta spread that seed until your sack is empty.
Would there be webs all around New York?
So Stan Lee established pretty early on in the Spider-Man comics in the 60s that Spider-Man's web fluid dissolves after an hour. So after an hour starts to go by, it gets really dry and brittle and eventually just kind of like disintegrates into dust. It's something that Peter Parker, he didn't design it this way. He actually tried to make the spider webbing more long-lasting and durable because he wanted to try to sell it to make money off it, but he couldn't figure out a way to do it. So he's just like, dang it, okay, well, this is the best I can do. So that way it kind of establishes how New York isn't covered in gooey webbing forever and ever.
And why a number of criminals get away if they're not.
The cops got to show up fast. It's kind of like the pizza's free if you don't
I did my part. Great. And then one last one. Lucas Mucus asks, Erik, what's Maclunkey? What does Maclunkey mean?
All right, so Maclunkey, of course.
Reenact it real quick.
Yeah.
Over my dead body.
Maclunkey.
What the f?
Maclunkey.
How dare you!
This is in A New Hope. It's a Greedo and Han Solo standoff in the Mos Eisley Cantina, and the scene that has been notoriously changed over and over again by Lucas. In the '97 special edition release, he added the bolt of Greedo's blaster fire to make it look like Greedo shot first, when in the original, Han just shot first preemptively. Latest version on Disney Plus, they added yet again another detail of Greedo saying Maclunkey, and people were like, what the hell does this mean?
Maclunkey.
English, mother.
Well, according to Brian Young at Lucasfilm on Twitter, he established that Maclunkey is a Huttese word translating to "this will be the end of you."
That whole phrase.
Yeah, the whole phrase, Maclunkey. And it's kind of ironic, obviously, because it's going to be the end of him in this moment. But it doesn't come out of nowhere, because he pointed out back in Phantom Menace, Jar Jar's goofing around and he pisses off Sebulba by getting that crap all over his table, and Sebulba jumps on him and he says, Maclunkey. So yeah, so it's been established in Star Wars canon before. So if you had a real sharp Easter egg, you wouldn't have batted an eye at Maclunkey being in there, other than they edited it again.
Just leave the scene alone, Erik.
Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
The boy alone.
So there you go. That's what Maclunkey means. Do I think it belongs in that scene? Yeah, it probably just deserves to be left alone. Deathstroke 4769 asks, in Captain America Civil War, during Peggy Carter's funeral, one pallbearer has gray hair. Could that be old Cap? I remember this.
Okay, yeah. No. Next question.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just kidding. So it looks like it could be Cap from the back, but a set photo actually shows us the front side, and it's a totally different actor. He has a mustache.
Okay.
It's a different person. However, you could argue like, oh, maybe it's Cap
Yeah,
in
Cap
disguise.
with a mustache?
Like he parted his hair on the other side. Maybe he got a mustache to hide himself. Like he's like, I can't run into myself. So,
But I'm gonna go to the same funeral
I
where I know he will be.
I know, so dumb. Well, I also don't like this version if it is him because that means that we have to go with it's the same timeline that Cap went back and it's the same timeline, and that it's problematic because that means he sat out a bunch of like really horrible events.
This is a toughie. Yeesh.
He let so many
just-
horrible things happen. And,
Yeah, and he just
and then
sat
dated
out.
his like grandniece,
I'm gonna say no, which means that we go with the alternate timeline for Endgame.
which is what the directors say.
So, Narp.
Lastly, Hari asks, what happened to Wakanda in the 5 years that T'Challa was dusted? Was Ramonda trying to run things for 5 years, or was she dusted too?
Okay, so T'Challa and Shuri were dusted.
Okay.
Like, that's for sure. Queen Ramonda and M'Baku are alive. For
Right,
sure. They
okay.
stayed alive. When there's a vacancy in the king role, the leadership role, you do a warrior falls ritual to see
right.
who will be the new leader. So it's presumable that M'Baku would try to get that title because he challenged T'Challa in the first
That's right,
place.
he was like the runner-up.
Yeah, he was the runner-up, and he was really close to winning. It's presumable that in T'Challa's absence, he would come back, do it again, and either be totally unchallenged because everyone was like, I saw this last time, like, I'm not, like, you good.
Yeah,
Or he would be challenged, but then still win.
yeah, because he's a badass.
Because he was second place with the whole Killmonger thing in Black
right.
Panther, and also in the battle against Thanos. Like, he came together in the end, and he was like, okay, cool, so he's a hero again.
Yeah, he's respected.
Super pop.
Yeah.
Super popular, super pops dude.
Yeah.
And also just like be a stand-up guy and rule for the next 5 years and like hold down the fort.
It'd be interesting if like there's now a power struggle when T'Challa comes back. He's like, you've been gone for 5 years, my friend.
Right.
I've been
yeah?
kicking ass here.
He's like, GDP is up.
Are you sure you want to come back? Because
Yeah.
things were kind of shitty when you were in charge.
He's like, we instituted universal basic income.
We got a couple other dark things. Our human rights violations are awful. But
No,
you know
never
what?
in Wakanda.
You know,
Never in
the trains
Wakanda.
run on time.
The
and that's
trains
what's
run on
important.
time.
All right, well, great. Thanks for joining us to this week's episode of The Big Question.
Big Question.
Thank you to Marina for subbing in for Filup. You did a great job. You always do a great job. You can always send us your big questions using the hashtag Big Questions on social media. Follow us at New Rockstars on all social media. Subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube. And if you love this show, not just like it, not just comment saying that you love it, share it around to your friends. That's how we got to get the word out on this, because we want to be doing more of this stuff, asking more of these questions, because I love doing this kind of research, even though it scares me. It scares me.
Hey, we should do this again sometime.
All right, and you can get Big Question wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Can we do the air quotes?
Yeah.
Perfect headshot. Perfect headshot.
Don't look at me!